All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of Old Reader, New Reader. Sorry for starting a little bit late. Chris and I both had a bit of technical issues. Also, about 2 minutes before the show started, I just launched into a coughing fit. I do not know if that will happen again. I'm trying really hard not to. It better just be random coughs, you guys. If it's anything else, I'm going to lose my mind. Because you know
Random
I don't
cough.
have time.
Fingers crossed for random
But
coughs.
I may have to mute every so often just to get that out because that's kind of rude into the mic. Oh gosh,
You feeling it? Oh no. She goes. Should I have a sound effect every time you do it? Do you want me
we need something.
Yeah.
Anyways, so originally, as some people knew already, because you maybe hung out in the Q&A last week, but originally Jessie Gender was gonna be joining me tonight to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. She's had some things come up, so she'll be here next week, so next Tuesday, and I'll be moving the Patreon show to next Wednesday, which Kristen will also be at.
Yeah.
So expect if you're on our Patreon to see a few of those options go up tomorrow to vote for. They will be a variety of romantic graphic novels to choose from in honor of Valentine's Day. I know that was yesterday, but in the spirit of February, okay?
Yeah.
But luckily, my best friend, my muse, my platonic my platonic soulmate, Kristen, aka the Comic Slayer, was available to join me, and she was like, "Hey, Underwater Welder," and I was like, "That's on Comixology Unlimited. Dope.
That's right. It's free on there.
It's free for me," which makes it really easy. And it's easy for you all to access. So
right.
luckily,
We
I
love
had the
that.
day off, so it was fine.
Turns out I do too.
For different reasons. Sorry, Kristen.
It's
Guys,
okay. I'm happy to be here.
Kristen's dealing with a bout of unemployment currently, so
Yeah.
send some love and good vibes, please,
It's a weird day.
for my girl.
Thank you so much.
You know, right?
We just had a whole conversation about this.
So something has happened to StreamYard for me in the past few weeks or so. Now I have a very high quality webcam. I've got key lights. I've got all this stuff, okay? And I go in and I edit my settings. And I look perfect. I look immaculate in the settings. I go into Zoom, perfect. I go into StreamYard and they're like, "What if it was very high contrast for no reason? And what if all those settings you made didn't matter?" So now I am perpetually in a dark basement, apparently, and all you can see is this face and this little ghost that should be put away as part of Halloween decorations.
I
And that is
wondered if
it.
it was a ghost. Because you can't, it's dark back there, and I was like, is it a real ghost?
A little spooky ghost.
Kind of love it, actually.
So eventually I'll figure it out, or I'll have to call StreamYard myself and be like, "Fix it, please."
My favorite is, so StreamYard's messing with your webcam. It's messing
Alex,
with my mic.
is that okay? Alex, can you and I talk later? Because I have that, but I don't understand what's happening. Maybe you and I can powwow because I don't understand. Please, dear God. Alex is my friend in real life, not some rando, so we're good.
Got it.
Anyways.
Although Jessica was a rando, now she's your friend in real life.
That's true.
So it works out sometimes.
Yeah. Alex, I love you. And also I miss you dearly. Well, anyways, we're talking about Underwater Welder by Jeff Lemire. This is another, a shorter Jeff Lemire book. Looks like he was writing this, working on it as he was working on Sweet Tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a thing towards the end where he's talking about how he's really thankful that his coworkers during Sweet Tooth, they helped him kind of work on his time to in order to have time to work on this project. And so this is written and illustrated by him. So this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea because Chris and I love Jeff Lemire's art. Yes. It's very raw. It's very different. It is not for everybody. It is not typical comic book art. It's messy. Raw is the first word that comes to mind. I'm sure there's a better, more articulate way to say that, but that's how I feel when I see it.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of character, but it is very much him. You will never
Absolutely.
mistake his art for anybody else's. You know immediately that's Jeff Lemire's art, and it immediately sets the tone for whatever story he's putting together.
I agree. I will say, this being one of his earlier works too, it's less refined than I feel like he's gotten to. So you can see
Yeah.
the progression in his art by reading this and being like, I can feel that he's gotten even better. But which I still love it. I still like it. And I do want to say, if you're interested in a hardcover, this is actually the signed and numbered version. You can still get it. I just checked Top Shelf.
Oh,
So on Top Shelf Productions, you can go to the website. There are 300 of these. You can still get them. So that's really cute. It's like this tip-in page, really hard cardstock that he signed.
oh, I like that.
And there's a ribbon. Girl, you know we
Ooh,
talk about that ribbon. We
ooh,
love
we know that.
ribbon.
We love that ribbon.
Yes.
No dust jacket. You got a
Nope.
ribbon. Ooh.
The best two combos. That's right.
Listen, girls don't want flowers and chocolate for Valentine's Day.
No.
They want a book without a dust jacket that has a ribbon.
Yes. Yes. That's what they want.
Speaking the truth.
Take notes.
Oh no, I can't laugh because I'll cough. Actually, let me cough real quick. Can you start talking about what this book's about so we can talk about it?
Sure. So, as you can tell by the title, this book is about an underwater welder. That's right. The main character goes underwater and welds, which I find fascinating and I've never thought of as an occupation before reading this.
Well, and I've seen this in stuff before, like movies or documentaries or whatever. Like, I'm very aware that's a thing.
Mm.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's like I knew it was a thing, but I'm also like, I never thought about it deeper
Yeah.
than.
I think there's some sort of like, oh man, there was like a horror movie or something where like they were on like an underwater ship, but they had to like fix it to leave.
Mm.
And I remember seeing that. That's like immediately. That's what I first thought of when I saw this. But how cool does he look going down there? It's so cool.
Yeah, way cool. Way cool. Should I show some of that art? Should we?
Yes.
People are interested in some of this art.
Show the art.
Again, Maddie and I think it's beautiful. So
I love it.
I do see my dad's in the chat. He does not think it's beautiful.
Your dad's in the chat.
My dad's in the chat. He's Larry's Library.
Oh my god!
Go subscribe to him. He just dropped his first video. He's got a YouTube channel. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, promoting him.
Get ready.
He was my audio tech right before the show. We called him. We were like, we don't know what's happening. Yeah,
that's good. Aw, that's great. Well, congratulations, Kristen's dad.
Yeah. So
Mary's in. She's stoked too.
Yeah, I meant to tell you that earlier, Mary, but I got distracted by everything. But yeah, here's more great art. Here's him underwater. He's not welding, but he's underwater. So he's a diver, and he goes down to weld stuff. He's got a pregnant wife. He's got a lot going on. He's got a lot of feelings about things.
Yeah. So when we're introduced to him, like the baby's coming in a month.
Mm.
And he's taking another job because he just can't stand being like on land without things to do, even though the baby is coming. And that man's not pulling his weight.
No.
You know who is pulling their weight? Elliot, my lovely husband. Thank you so much.
The real MVP.
Thank you for my tea so I don't cough in all of your faces.
Lovely.
Your virtual faces. And so he decides to take a job, like a 2-week job. He's like, I'll be back, it'll be fine. Which, again, a month before the baby comes out, you don't know what's going to happen, but sure, Jackie, you do what you need to do. Yeah. But we're introduced to a character who's very much like, he's not very stable. He's always called to the ocean, and he feels this really big connection to his father, as we find out as we go, because his father had the same profession. He died on Halloween, which is coming up in the period of time that we're in. Well, not died, disappeared. And so we have Jackie, who kind of always, as we learn through conversations with his wife and his mother, has never really let that go and has always seen his father as a hero, despite his father not really being there for him, and was an alcoholic and had a lot of problems in his life. And I loved reading through this because the whole time I'm like, okay, obviously his connection with his father and his worry about becoming a father soon is also like mirrored in this like weird metaphor with like the swimming deep underwater and like being alone and getting lost in this feeling and trying to search for something that you can't quite reach. And the way that he just was going down that same pathway, which I thought was very beautiful. This is one of those situations where I wish Lee was here because I know that he would articulate it better.
Always.
But I think even though I can't quite articulate the feelings that I got and like all the messages that are happening in this book, I think that any layman would read this and also really, I think they would feel these messages coming through, and I think it resonates with you whether or not you're big into those types of stories or not.
Absolutely. And there are moments where like he will literally look in the mirror and see his father.
Yes.
And that I loved seeing that because it was very much like, if you didn't get it before, you're going to get it in your face right now. But it was also kind of amazing, right? Because he's growing up, he's getting older, and it's exactly what you said. He's going down that same path that his dad took, that again, he saw as a hero, but he had all these flaws and like kind of some horrible behaviors and wasn't great to his wife and like had a lot going on that, you know, he is now experiencing himself for his pregnant wife who needs him.
Yeah.
So you're kind of really annoyed with him, I think, throughout the first like half of the book at least.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of a both way because we the reader have like the advantage of knowing what he's thinking because he dives down to the water during his job and he sees his pocket watch, the same pocket watch that he remembers his father giving to him and that he threw in the ocean, and he hears it talking to him and he feels it calling almost like in a supernatural way where he's like, I need to get to this. But he kind of passes out for a moment, has to be saved, and he's really loopy when he comes out of it. And they're like, oh, this is the pressure sickness, which happens to divers if they don't have enough oxygen or whatever else when they're diving low. It messes with their brain, and it's calling to him in a way that when he even gets back to land, he's losing periods of time where he thinks he's doing one thing and it'll stop, and he's like thrown back in a memory. And so this whole time he's trying to do the right thing when he gets back, but he's just getting lost and called like it's something he has to close before he can do what he needs to do. Or not really do what he needs to do, but like it's like a pathway. It's like I have to get to the end of this. It ends up leading to the same path as his dad kind of took before him. And so like yeah, like I knew where he was coming from and I could feel where he was like I understood that he couldn't stop himself. But I was like, man, your wife's doing everything for you.
Yeah.
And she was being really pretty nice about it. She's like, you've been running away from everything. And like, I've been here and like, I understand your stress and you're working, but like, you didn't come to classes. You're not coming to my appointments. I have to like pull teeth for you to do it. I need you to build this crib and you haven't. And I was pretty mad for her because like, the baby's coming, my dude.
Yeah.
It is going to be here in a month and you haven't built the crib.
Really, any minute. I mean, at that point, right? You just
Yeah,
don't
a
know.
month out. You don't know.
Like,
You guys are like a small ocean town.
yeah.
I think let's get the crib built.
Yeah, no kidding. I really felt like, whenever he was going down and diving and kept being called to that pocket watch before he realized what it was, by the way, which I love that revelation where eventually he dives down. It feels like he's going back in time, right? Like there is a supernatural sort of element to it. Yes, he's also passing out and that's having a lot of issues with that, but it felt like a time travel thing with me because eventually he's just stuck in a nowhere land.
Oh, and
like,
that was super interesting.
And it was eerie, right? Like he was walking around and no one was anywhere. It's like he finally got to the surface and the whole crew is gone. His wife's gone. He goes back to the house. She's nowhere to be found. But her water broke and he finds that, which did happen.
Yeah.
Which we saw a little bit before that. So he's not even there for that, and then he's putting together the crib, which he said he would do forever. And he's like, I'm finally doing it, but no one's here. And that was such a creepy, weird moment too. So there were all these like eerie, supernatural-ish slight elements that made me feel like it was really, reading this felt like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, because I think that's one of the big questions of it. It's like, what part is real, what part is not? Is this all in his head? Is it not? Because his father went missing, right? So when he ends up in this like other world that's just like a mirror world of his, but no one's there, I was like, oh, is he gonna find his dad?
Yeah, you wonder that, right?
And in a way, he kind of does, but like a memory of him.
Mm.
He's just exploring all these memories while he's there, and like using that time to confront what he needs to get back, and like also kind of heal his inner child. Oh, very Silent Hill vibes when he comes back.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, but it was neat because, like, yeah, the swimming part, like he talks about how he's always felt drawn to the sea. He feels at peace there. The kind of like um, kind of floating away at sea, and going into the depths of the ocean as a way to run away instead of like running away, swimming away. And not to look too much into it, but I'm gonna. It's a short book. I can look too much into it.
That's right.
It did feel, if I don't know about you, it may be because I'm very anxious today. I think you guys at the show, this is helping me calm down. The show always does somehow. Um, but that's how it feels when you get lost in your head, or anxiety or worry, that kind of swimming into like the void of nothingness. And then like hearing the thoughts but not knowing how to like where to go with it feels so on point.
Oh yeah, even him just having to go back and feeling drawn to it. It's like, as much as he probably ultimately didn't want to do that because he knew he
Yeah.
shouldn't want to do that, and he mentions, I know I should be there for my wife. I know it, but I can't stop. I can't stop. That's kind of the vicious cycle of anxiety too, right? You're just going down that drain and you don't want to, but you can't help it, you know?
Real quick, another one of my absolute favorite people in the world's in the chat. Robbie, I
No.
love you. Speaking of people that heal my anxiety just by existing,
Oh, and then
thank you,
Hayden's here. Same.
Robbie. Two icons.
Hayden.
Sorry. Just I don't even know where we were talking about.
Anxiety. I don't know.
Typical.
Yeah.
Anxiety and diving. Typical.
That's all right. That's all right.
Um, but like overall, I really liked the flow of this book. I was really surprised by how it kind of rounded out. It's very typical Lemire kind of book.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's something really like homey about him for me, and I suspect you as well. About his writing and his art style. It's I've said before that, like, Lemire writes Southern very well. Maybe that's why I always feel at home in his writing, but I always feel like his Lemire gives you like real people and real situations that you understand.
Mm-hmm.
These are
And it's that,
flawed people, but they're real.
and it's that small town vibe too, right?
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
dropping this sort of situation. And he writes a lot of small towns, and that
Yeah.
feels very like. Sorry, that's Buffy's tail. That feels very comforting too. You know, we're not
Yeah.
from tiny towns, but we're from smaller towns.
I've lived in a very tiny town.
Yeah.
Because you have, I think it's easy to relate to Jackie and also be upset with him but understand,
Right.
because he got an English degree, but because of like this constant thing of his like father's death, which is both his wife and his mom were like, you've made this your whole deal, chill.
Right. Yeah.
Um, he's been too afraid to leave, which is interesting
Mm-hmm.
because he's very comfortable in like the vastness of the ocean. But as far as like leaving his town and being somewhere else and like taking on a different role in his life, he's been way too scared to do that.
Well, and
And
even
part of that is his disappearance of his dad and not being able to like
yeah.
reconcile.
Well, and I think he left and then just decided to come back, right? Because I think his crew like member was just like, "Why are you here? Like, why aren't you elsewhere? Why did you come back?"
Well, he did say he can't make a lot of money with an English degree, which
Well,
true.
that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, who can with any degree? No.
That's the truth. Sad.
But yeah, I think this is just this is pretty short. It's like 200 pages or so. But there's like most Lemire stories, there's just a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And there are little cameos of other Lemire characters in there.
Yeah, which
It's
I love.
Halloween.
Yeah, and there's even like a little moment with the crows, which I have a crow tattoo from Essex
Yeah.
County, so I love that.
And we see a little kid dressed up as our main guy from Sweet Tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we're gonna do this thing where we talk too fast about the book.
Well, and I mentioned this and I was like, it's a fast read, so we could quickly do it, but you do kind of zoom through it, even though it's so weighty. And I feel like that a lot of his work is like that, but like this one especially felt just like a nice breeze of feelings. But it leaves us unable to talk maybe for an hour about it.
Well, there are it's a lot of pictures and like not a lot of words because you're really just absorbing what's happening.
Yeah.
When you're underwater, it's not a lot of talking.
You're right, and those are beautiful visuals.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, not a lot of talking.
Not a lot of talking. Like a great Twilight Zone episode. Yeah, absolutely.
It's all right, Dad.
There should be a near mint condition pet stream where they just talk about their pets.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, gladly.
Yes. Tina's will be like 4 hours, and then we'll go to everyone else.
Yeah. You're there for the vibes. I am there for the vibes for most of Lemire's books, I feel like. For Lemire and weirdly Junji Ito, those are the ones I'm like, yeah, I'm just here chilling. You know?
I feel the same about like Tilly Walden, right? I
our
feel
queen.
Like yeah, our queen. Like we just want to vibe and like chill in her worlds.
Man, one day we'll get to like meet her, right?
Yes, I hope.
We'll have to ask her to come on the channel, I guess. You know I hate interviews, but like maybe she'd just hang out with us.
I think she may.
Yeah.
I think she may. She is a cat, so that's good.
It could happen.
that's all we need is that link, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Just let her know. My cat has almost 16,000 Twitter followers.
There you go. That's how you get them.
Yeah.
Everybody follow Kristen's cat on Twitter. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, at One-Eyed Willow.
They were voted one of the most best cats to follow on Twitter for
yes.
There's a whole article and everything.
There was. I'm so excited still.
So I don't know what else to add to this book except I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
So I reckon we could give it a rating and then just chill with the chat if that sounds cool with everybody tonight, since we picked a short one because of the last minute change, right? So
yeah,
that's how it be. This is a 10 out of 10 for me personally, or like a 9 out of 10, I guess. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that shouldn't be like that's not me selling it. I guess I should say better, but like, it delivered everything it needed to deliver.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned, with the story this length, it gave me everything I could want. I have no complaints about it. It was a perfectly wrapped up gift from Lemire to me, to you all, to us. And it was just nice. And I enjoyed it. So to me, you did it.
Done deal.
I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads, because what else is I going to give it?
Of course. This is probably it's my third on Goodreads read of this. I may have read it before. I don't know. Before I even had Goodreads. It's been a while. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for me too. I feel the same. It's it may be a short delight, but it's like you said, it wrapped up everything nicely. I have no questions about it. You know how I feel about like vague endings or things that don't actually end or leave me with questions.
Yeah.
I understood a lot of authors go, "Oh yeah, we want the reader to like make up their." No, I'm not in it for that. Okay, I want you to tell me what's going on. I don't want to be questioning things. And I didn't have to question anything here, and I love that. So perfectly, just a bow tie on it. Perfectly, yeah, it's a gift. It is a gift, and I loved it, and I still love it years and years later.
Great read if you have daddy issues, or you lost your dad at a young age. Everyone was like, stop making that such a big deal in your life. And I was like, Jackie, I get it.
Jackie, I feel you.
Dead Dad Club, I get it, Jackie. Don't let them tell you.
It's a big deal.
If you want to make that your whole personality, make it your whole personality. Just kidding. Build the damn crib.
Build it. Be there for you.
Be there for your family.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, there you go. There you have it. We loved it. 10 out of 10. What's up, chat? What are you guys up to? Do you need any recommendations for books to read? Do you have any recommendations for us? What are you reading? What are you watching?
Do you have questions?
Welcome to the Over Your New Reader. Let's hang out for the rest of the episode time.
AMA. Ask us anything.
Yeah, within reason.
Well,
with the very adorable Willow Valentine artwork on Twitter, could its foreshadowing for a Willow and Buffy comic book by the famous Reed Chancellor?
Well, we are actually working on a Buffy and Willow comic book. I'm writing it. Reed is going to draw it. Although, if you did see the last Valentine artwork on Willow's account at One-Eyed Willow on Twitter, that will be turned into a sticker. So we are going to be selling that as a sticker at some point when we get the stickers in the mail, pretty much. So that'll be cute.
Love it.
We're pretty much going to raise vet funds because we take Willow to the vet so often, and she has a lot of medical issues. So any proceeds from the stickers are going to go right into Willow's vet funds because she has problems. So, but we love a good sticker, right?
Poor little baby.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I read recently, well, besides this, I did read continuing with my guilty pleasure currently.
Mm-hmm.
I did read all of the Five Nights at Freddy's graphic novels on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's my
Tell
little
me about
treat
it.
to
How
myself.
were they great?
Well, they got better as they went.
Okay.
I can't really say they're good.
Fair.
I can say I enjoyed them more as it went. There's only 3. The first one's not great. It improves as it goes. And it provides a larger understanding in a different universe than the main games. So, are these made for children? Probably. I don't know how. There's a lot of blood in it, but it could be for me too. Do I feel weirdly guilty about liking that thing? Yes.
Yeah.
But I've now admitted to the whole internet over and over again that I like it. So I am going to stream myself playing Security Breach.
I can't wait.
So
I'm so excited. Good for you.
We'll see how that goes. I don't know what Moon Knight story will be shown in the show. But I do know that we will be reading Moon Knight next month to prep for the show. So if you guys have any favorite Moon Knight stories that you think I should read and review, please let me know, because I'm going in blind. But definitely reading Moon Knight next month. Loved Welder. Just read Monstrous hardcover 1. Yes. And Once in Future hardcover 1. Both are great. Yes.
Both are great.
Monstrous, perfect. Once in Future, also perfect for me personally because I love Arthurian legend a lot.
That's good. And that art, Dan Moore.
Oh gosh, man.
So good.
Nothing's better than Dan Moore art. That's how they get you.
That's right.
Oh, I'm reading the Unstoppable Wasp YA novel by Sam Maggs. It's pretty good so far. Ooh, I want to read that.
I do too.
I love Sam Maggs a lot, and I love Unstoppable Wasp. Oh, I want to read that, Chris.
Put that in our book club that we're going to start eventually.
Please, someone bother us into doing a book club, please.
Yeah.
Reread Tea Dragon Society tonight. Good.
Yes. Now that is a warm hug read. You just need like a nice warm hug, a blanket on a cold day. You read that.
Yes.
It's lovely.
Where this book might make you a little depressed and introspective. If you want like a warm cup of tea, it's Tea Dragon Society.
That's right.
I apologize in advance for the person I will become when we get to Over Your New Reader Moon Knight. Mark Spector brings out something terrible in me. And I can't tell if that's a good terrible or bad terrible, Jaden. Does that mean you have an opinion on what we should read? Because I would love to know.
Yeah.
I just finished Saga and Abbott this week. Both are great. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I still haven't read Abbott. I need to.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Did you read the sequel?
No, but I haven't.
Okay.
We reviewed Abbott last year, the year before. I think maybe in October because it's like witchy adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
but I need to read the sequel. I loved Abbott. I would not be surprised if someone made a show of that because it just fits so well as far as like a monster of the week kind of vibe.
Love that.
I finished Heartstopper Volume 3. Love these books.
Yes, Mary. They're so good.
I'll read it before the show comes out. I'll read it sooner if it gets voted on by Patreon, but
just happen to have the first one beside me because we were talking about that the other day.
Well,
they are such breezy reads too. This is also kind of a lovely hug. Just we
gotta love a lovely hug.
Reads. Yeah.
Reading Life and Times of Scrooge. Speaking of a lovely hug.
So great.
I just finished reading oh my gosh, you guys, I promise I can talk. Hulk, Heart of the Atom. Now I'm reading Hulk Pardoned. Nice. I haven't read either of those, but I'd like to read some more Hulk.
Me too.
I tried getting into the Moon Knight comic, but it was confusing for me on what is going on with the characters. I'm enjoying the new ongoing. Yeah, that's why we need somebody to tell us. Okay, so there we go. Kristen Stats got us.
Yeah, I believe that's the omnibus that's out, right, Deb?
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Kristen, will you make a note of that?
Absolutely. If I don't, he'll tell me again anyway.
Okay. Larry, will you make a note of that? Tell us. Kristen, have you read the novels that Heartstopper is spun out from?
So I need to go to the library and do that. Alice Oseman wrote Solitaire, I believe started it. I haven't read Solitaire. I think there's a Charlie and Nick one, like novella, and haven't read that either. So I need to do that. But I have read Radio Silence by her, and I love that YA novel. You want a good YA novel, Maddie?
Yes.
Go back and read Radio Silence. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. Okay. I've also gotten to All New Wolverine. My lore readathon. It has not been a fun ride. Is the lore readathon not been a fun ride? Or do you mean All New Wolverine? Because, like, I've never heard a bad thing about All New Wolverine.
We were, like, into the sentence until the end where we're like, wait, are we offended? Or...
What part wasn't fun, Chris?
Yeah, let us know.
Do you not like the Wolverine? We love him.
Honey Badger. Come on now.
It's okay. Everyone's valid.
Yeah, that's okay.
A little sad. Oh, and Hayden said that they're behind on reading because of Arceus. I understand.
I know the moment I touch it, I'm going to fall in that hole.
I haven't played any this week. Okay. Whew. The story's up until All New Wolverine.
Good.
Okay. Whew.
Good. You worried us there.
Oh, man, yeah. I was like, Chris has taste. This sounds...
yeah.
I was like, this doesn't sound like Chris.
I knew he usually knows what's up.
But yeah, the New Horizon game comes out on Friday, so I will be done. It'll be very difficult for me to do anything else. I'm trying not to play anything else up until that comes out, but I have been watching that Korean zombie show, All of Us Are Dead.
I almost started that the other day.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I want you to watch it so we can talk about it.
Okay, I will.
Because I have some thoughts about something, but I can't share it. It's a spoiler.
Okay.
But I want to talk about it.
Yeah, speaking of shows, so like I have this never-ending list of shows always, especially on Netflix, right? I feel like there's so many. Instead of doing that, I just fell into a Gilmore Girls rerun hole yesterday.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because that is a hug, and I needed it. Okay.
Why doesn't Gilmore Girls have a comic book?
Oh my gosh, I would cry just for a whole series of Stars Hollow. Give me every side character. Give me a whole Kirk mini series. Like,
you know what? Okay, Boom. Listen, Boom.
It's us.
We know you were like, let's reboot Buffy, and it went bad. What if you didn't do that?
Yeah.
What if you just gave us a Gilmore Girls comic book? Trust me.
Yes.
The audience is there. They're hungry for it.
And you know, it was Valentine's Day. So you know what I started with? That episode in season 5. Well, end of season 4, I believe it was, where Luke got the self-help book on how he deserves love, and he thought it was stupid and he listened to it. But then they're like, hey, is there someone whose face you keep seeing? Who's doing this for you? Who's it? And then he realized it, and that's where I had to start, because you know what? I ain't got time to wait around for 4 seasons again. I just don't.
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
Also, Team Jess.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Come on.
And Team Luke, Team Jess.
That's absolutely yes.
Watch Kingdom. It's also Korean zombie show. Isn't that like a feudal Korea? It's zombies too. That's cool. I'm in. Yeah, I haven't watched the trailer yet,
I haven't either.
but I saw from a friend on Twitter that it could be a ripoff of a very like read Who Framed Roger Rabbit fan fiction.
Oh,
It's a possibility that they may have taken the story from this very like prolific Who Framed Roger Rabbit fan fiction, where they talk about like how all these different characters are basically forced to switch into 3D or else be like, out of a job sort of deal. So I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I saw that thread going around, and now that makes it more interesting to
that's
me.
amazing, actually.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you because I'm not sure.
Fascinating. Huh.
I need to know. Um, more of a meta commentary on the reboots in 2D animation versus 3D animation. Yeah, because one of them is 3D and one of them is 2D.
Okay. Interesting.
Very curious. I've caught so many Psyduck, and they're all my precious children.
Oh. Psyduck always confused.
Horizon Forbidden West week. I can't wait to play. I'm very excited. Also, they're releasing Legos, you guys. I don't know if you've seen, but we're getting Horizon Forbidden West Legos. You can make a long neck out of Legos.
That's very cool. You know what else they're releasing? I don't know if you saw this. I meant to send it to you.
No.
You know the Lego brickheads where they're like little weird characters?
Yeah.
Spice Girls.
Well, I need that.
Just take all my money, okay?
I know.
I have to have it. And they look ridiculous and I need them.
We need enough people so we can like dress up as Spice Girls. You know? Will Reed be one?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah,
Be Posh?
Yeah, he has to. Now he has to. Posh is my favorite, so like he has to.
Sporty's my favorite. I wonder why, everyone.
Posh never made sense for me, but I don't know. I like Posh.
Do you watch Invincible? Yeah, I watched all of Invincible. You did too, right? Or no?
No, I never did.
Oh my god!
I know. Like I said, I'm behind on everything because I can't stop watching reruns of stuff.
I know, but I need you to watch Invincible, but I also need you to watch Vox Machina. I think I need you to watch Vox Machina more, selfishly. Okay. Invincible's very, very good. But, I mean, Vox Machina is the same, animator. I want you to watch it so we can talk about it.
Gotcha.
I saw it. I just don't have the space to do Legos. I mean, I don't either, Chris. But, like, I because we were buying the house and other stuff was happening, I had canceled my order of that, like, $1,000, oh my god, figure of Aloy. I was like, I can treat myself to at least the Lego set. That should be fine. Voting for Vox Machina first. Yeah! Ugh. It's gonna end tomorrow. I'm so excited. Oh, no, Thursday. Netflix also has Fishbowl Wives. It's based off of a manga series. Yeah, I did see that too. It also has Leashes and Whips or something. It's like a Korean movie based off a webcomic that they just dropped on Webtoon.
That's cool.
Can we just like Beetlejuice characters instead? Yeah, of course.
Always.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm Lydia Dietz, and Kristen's also Lydia Dietz.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Come on.
Both Lydia Dietz.
We should do that some Halloween.
Reed can be the guy with the really tiny head.
Yes. Love this.
And we can dress up our cats like the little worm monster thing.
Yeah. You're joking, but I love this.
I would see. Why can't we live right next door to each other?
Yeah,
We would be doing this stuff all the time.
Go convince your neighbors to move.
Well, I'll convince the other neighbors I don't like to do it.
Oh, okay.
Do either of you take advantage of Target 3 for 2 sale? No.
No, sadly not.
I'm always trying to save money, and then I randomly spend money. So, I had to, guys, I was busy buying this. I'm an adult.
Love that for you. Love it.
He's right next to my computer. Uh, what are your thoughts on the Peacemaker series? I haven't watched it yet. Originally, I had wicked no interest because he was my least favorite in the new The Suicide Squad movie. But everyone's talking about it, so I'm gonna watch it. Uh, well, you gotta let Kristen borrow it. Hayden, you can be Gina Davis, sure. Rocky Horror 2, actually, fun story. I've dressed up as a couple of Rocky Horror characters, and I won my high school talent show to lip sync and dance of the Time Warp.
That's amazing.
Fun little info about me.
Love that. You're too cool.
Yeah. Did you catch the Multiverse of Madness trailer? Yeah, but I think I need to rewatch it like 2 more times. Did you watch it? But you haven't
No.
watched Spiderman
No.
yet. But you've watched WandaVision, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you're fine. Well, that and watch a few of the what ifs so you know what's happening, or watch somebody talk about what happens in it.
Okay.
At least you can catch up.
Yeah, I'm so behind it.
I'm stoked, and I will go see it in theaters for sure. Luckily, we have some local theaters that do some like vaccine showings, so I think I'll try to go to one of those. Because when I saw Spider-Man Day of, it was terrifying. You can ask Jessica. I was scared. I was scared for all of us.
That's why I haven't been.
Oh
Because
my
you
god.
know where I live.
Yeah,
and
I
you
know.
know how these people are.
Yeah, I know. I'm related to a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I don't trust them.
I don't either.
At least here we've got some options, so I know where to go, so there's less people.
Yeah.
And if I really need to, we have enough friends, we can rent the theater, and we end up saving money that way.
Mm-hmm.
So there's options. My wife and I dressed up as Vigilante and Peacemaker. Oh, it's awesome. I love that. Here's some news for Kristen. Ink Master will return later this year with new episodes.
That is exciting. Because you know I like Ink Master.
I do.
Much.
No, Liz, hi! Long time no see. You should read. I think you'd like it. I've missed you. It comes out on your birthday. Well, that's a good birthday gift. Peacemaker's a dumb cop situation, but the male and female leads make the show. Well, if Rose Gray recommends it, then that works.
Trust their opinion.
I still think Spider-Man is how I got the Rona. Could be.
Yikes.
I dislike Peacemaker in the movie because of what he did in the movie, but the series is actually good, except for the intro. See, I've heard people like the intro. Where's the truth? I would like to, but I just can't go to theater. Work is bad enough right now.
Totally with you, man.
I believe it. Luckily, my work has some really great regulations in place. Unfortunately, a lot of people that will walk around where I work tend to not do that, but exactly my workstation area, all my coworkers are like very good and wicked vaccinated.
That's good.
All right, now I'm gonna go watch Rocky Horror. Go for it. Trying to think if anything else has been happening. That's it. Tonight might be a shorter show, which is fine.
Yeah.
Especially since next week we'll have another one. So, which thank you in advance for joining me again, Kristen.
Of course. Thank you for asking me. Always here
for those of you watching who don't know, Chris and I also do another show together on Omnibus Collectors Network. Currently, our schedule does change. We kind of have to, check our Twitter to see. But right now we're doing Sundays at 11. So this Sunday we're reviewing The Death of Layla Starr, which my copy came in, so we're good. And then next Sunday, right on time, we'll be doing the first half of Whole Cake Island of One Piece. So we are going to be caught up soon. And apparently some crazy stuff is happening right now. I have a group of friends that like update each other as they're reading it, but not with spoilers. So they're like, oh man, this is some crazy thing. So I'm really excited for us to be there.
Yeah, that's exciting. For anyone who doesn't know, I was the new reader in this situation. And I started last January with Maddie. We've been doing it at the end of the month, every single month, all of last year. And yeah, we're very close to being caught up, which is very exciting.
Yeah, all we have is so this month, first half of Whole Cake Island, next month, second half. And then we'll get into Wano, which is the current arc. So that's pretty long, so we'll have to figure out how we're going to split that up, but very excited. Yes, Jessie will be on next week. She wasn't able to join today, got really busy. So we just moved it to next week, but she'll be there, and we're going to read Dan Abnett's Guardians of the Galaxy. So this time on Tuesday next week, she'll be there. And then on Wednesday of next week, we'll be doing the Patreon vote. Kristen will be here, Jessica Ashcroft will be here, and we will be reading a romantic book. I'm sending some options to Patreon to vote for, so we'll see. No, you didn't. If you did, I would be very impressed. Also, I want one. I liked the sci-fi nudity in that book. It was very cool. Okay. What Galaxy Run are you reading next week? Oh, Dan Abnett's. Remember when you were going to read it in a month about One Piece?
Still can't believe.
We really got ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Any other manga, we could absolutely read all of it in a month.
Yeah.
Like,
much.
I could read most manga series like in a weekend. One Piece is a lot.
It's way more dense than I thought it would be. Like, I didn't know going in how much there would be, how involved it is. It's nonstop dialogue, which is great. I love it, but like, oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Yeah, he fills it in. And it's not like, and it's all important and it's all worth reading. It's not like it's extra flavor text or descriptive text. It's all very much supposed to be there. He does not waste any space.
Yeah.
That man. Unlike any other manga we read, which we could be like, done.
And that's part of the hard part too, right? Because like every little character, every little thing that happens, it's like, hey, remember this because it's going to come back in like 250 chapters and you're going to have to remember it. It's like, I didn't, but Maddie does, so that's good for me.
Well, luckily, like, I think once we're both caught up, then we'll have the benefit of being able to like take our time as we go.
Each other. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the reason I remember that stuff, because I would talk about it a lot as I was going the theories and, you know. So that's why when we catch up, we'll have the big show of like, hey, we did it.
Yeah.
And we'll bring a few other people on that we kind of bounce off of. That would be like, oh, but what about this thing? And be like, oh, yeah. Indeed.
I'm looking forward to that.
But yeah, Elliot said he would join. I think Tina will too.
Ooh, Elliot on a show.
Elliot on a show.
Love
Only ever happened that one time, and Gail Simone was in the chat.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Is that not wild?
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to us. Just talking about Critical Role of all things.
Yeah.
And then Gail Simone comes in the chat, and you and me are there, Elliot and Reed, and we're like, and I am just convinced that is not Gail Simone.
Yeah, we're just
and
laughing.
Then she tweets, like, I'm watching this show, and these people don't believe it's me. Because she was like, who would pretend to be me? And I was like, you do not know this chat.
Oh my gosh. Plenty of people.
Well, remember this big saga hullabaloo that because of this channel? Yeah. Because someone pretended to be the writer. Like, and they're like, yeah, Saga's come back at this time. And so they had to come up and be like, no.
Yeah.
But it was really Gail. And she followed me back on Twitter, which is like the best thing ever.
I think she followed all of us that night, which is so cute. She talked to Reed about like Prince or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's great.
Love that.
So, you know, that and Ezra Clayton Daniels following me, and just I love Ezra because all I have to do is be like, guys, read Upgrade Soul. He's like, Thanks for
Yeah.
continuing to do this
Yeah.
constantly. Every time it's just me and like it's all of us, right? Just be like, read
Yeah.
this book.
Yeah, I think we're the Upgrade Soul team forever.
We really are. Looks like it's time to ask Gail Simone to join in over your new reader fangirls for an episode. No, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
Other people, they have that personality. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And I would love to hang out with her. I mean, I love talking to her cons. Her and her husband, I think they're wonderful people. Can you imagine
Oh
how
my gosh.
stressed we would be?
Well, I think about back in like Mark Wade days where we interviewed
Man,
Mark Wade and how stressful that felt. Like if
it was wonderful.
yeah, he was great. He was
And
lovely.
Terry Moore was wonderful. We used to interview
Yeah.
a lot of people, and I'm so glad we don't anymore because it was stressful.
No, I'm glad we had the experience. It's nice to look back on, but
Mhm.
like if someone could just like if someone reaches out to us or something and wants to be like, "Hey, I just want to come chill. I just want to come chill and talk about a book or something." Be like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, like let's talk about what we're currently reading." Like, "Great. Let's chill. We can chill with people, but we don't want to interview people."
I think we need like a little postcard we bring to cons. They're like, hey, this is us. This is what we do. We would love to have you hang out with us. We interviews are stressful. Do you want to just hang out and talk about a book?
Just print that on a card, like a business card.
I'm serious.
I mean, I
I
kind of
I
love
think
it actually.
I think that would be wonderful. Like I'd love to have the Benson sisters on because I did interview them and I love them. Like, um, Brenna was in the chat, which I don't want to mention because I did not have Kristen on and she's never gonna let me forget about it.
I'll never forget about it 'cause it makes me sad.
I'm sorry.
Like that's Sheets is my book.
I mean, it is.
I
She is really chill though. I bet she'd come on and hang out.
yeah, I think she would just
Yeah.
out.
I follow her TikTok. She's super chill.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Um, Mark Way was a birthday show, so that was special. And it was right before Kristen's wedding, so weight of honor.
It's my weight of honor.
Yeah. I think that might get some people because they're probably bored of being interviewed. I think so too. And plus, like, you have an hour to fill, and you end up asking the same questions over and over again. And like, I know that I, for one, got tired of being like, "What's it like to be a woman in the industry?" or "What's your
Yeah,
process?"
that's so annoying.
And really, I think I would rather just hang out with somebody, and then at the end, if they want to talk about how they connect with a book or something,
Yeah, they can plug their own stuff. Great. Like
yeah,
plug away, be here for like the tour that you want to do for press or whatever.
yeah,
It's just I think it may get some people because they're probably tired of being asked the same questions over and over. Because even if we try to be the most innovative with our questions, it doesn't work out that way. Someone else
no,
has asked it, you know? Especially if
yeah.
you have a longevity in their career.
And I know it's hard for some people because they're worried. Like it's if we do it, we have to make sure it's a book they can recommend because that's fellow creators they're talking about. So to like, it's a lot of like stress probably to be like, hey, I'm gonna come on and like rate a book, but I'm trying to support my fellow creatives. So, but as long as they pick it, it's fine. Like we've had Chris Schweitzer on, who I love so much. And he was recommended Barbarian Lord, which is fantastic. But I know that like when he comes on, he's like, "Well, let me pick because I think I feel better that way." I'm like, "Oh, absolutely."
Yeah, please.
First of all, I love seeing what other like artists or writers what kind of books that they like, because you and I are both like, "What are you reading?" And
That's my
even if
favorite
they don't
question.
have time, I want to be like, "What's your
Yeah.
favorite? Like, what are some of your favorites? Let's talk about it." Because you probably have some favorites that are special to you that other people aren't checking out.
Mhm.
I want to know about your journey with that. Like, what got you here? I want to
Yeah.
hang out.
That's what I want to know from everyone. I just want an hour of you telling me what you love to read as a writer yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
Just talk about that.
Your Kyle Stark shows are always great. 20% comment questions, 20% game questions, 60% just joke around and being funny. Well, Kyle's great.
Kyle's the best.
Gal Gadot shows up on the show and you talk about Wonder Woman comics. I would never be able to talk to Gal Gadot. Are you
Can
kidding?
you imagine? Can you imagine?
Like, you guys should have seen me in front of the actress for Mantis. Like, there's a limit, okay? I've met Paul Rudd, and I was just like,
What do you say to Paul Rudd? Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I could have shook their hands or hugged them. The whole cast of Clueless, I'm like, hey! And then I posed in front of them. Like a
Oh, I love it.
weirdo.
I love it so much. But what do you say? I'm with you. Like, when I met Karen Gillan, right? I was like, I miss Selfie. That was a short-lived ABC sitcom she was on. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to hear people talk about it." And I'm like, "Okay. I guess you like that. Cool." But what do you,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is easier to talk to, like, I guess, comic book creators, because I feel like I can connect differently.
Yeah.
As long as I don't cry. Um,
You didn't
but
cry
that,
when we interviewed Terry Moore. Does that count?
yeah. But that's why I like talking to ones that are also fans. Like, I really love talking to the Benson sisters, because I feel like they gave me, like, a window that I didn't get into, like, the comic book, like the industry itself, and like the creation, how the editing goes and what gets decided.
Mhm.
And they're also fans. They're just nice. I just like talking to nice people.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then I like to just word vomit about how much I love people.
Yeah.
Like how I would scream at Babs Tarr, which I am not allowed to do. You guys, if Babs Tarr walks near me, I immediately go, I love you. And I scream it. I like scream about how she's beautiful or I love her. You can't let me do that. Nobody's allowed to let me do that anymore. Okay?
I think you and I need to go to a bigger con together where there's like a lot of people we want to meet and just be there for each other because I think
That's a dream come true.
we could help each other, I think,
You and I would be great. I would need to vlog it because I think it would be hilarious.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
energy I think we would just make each other worse.
Yeah.
Or it'd be us being like,
You're
no,
right.
we can't talk to her. No, we can't. And it's like if you were too shy, I'd be like, no, we're going.
Yeah.
Like, get us over here.
That'd be so good.
It's cool to find out people's ride or die books. Yeah. Well, if Jeff Lemire ever shows up on this channel, Omar knows that he is contractually obligated to have Kristen on.
I hope he remembers this because as nervous as I will be, Tegan and Sarah got me into Jeff Lemire. Okay, way back in the day on Canada Reads, Sarah Quinn was championing Essex County, and I watched it for her, and I was like, "What is this book?" So they got me into him. When I met them, I was like, "Hey, you want to see my Jeff Lemire tattoo?" And they were like, "Oh my gosh, absolutely!" And then we talked about Jeff Lemire. So I was like, full circle. I want to talk to him about Tegan and Sarah. That's what I want.
Yes. Love it. I've only met Kit from Knight Rider. Maddie would be like Troy when he saw LeVar Burton. Or like Chris Farley's Paul McCartney interview. I have a family member that works for Paul McCartney. Did you know that?
You told me that, which blows my mind a little.
Right? Isn't that cool? It's so cool.
That's very cool.
I'm so mad y'all didn't see the time warp with me. Sorry. So much happening. Mr. V is going to be at LexCon. So we're a ton of I think Twin Peaks people. But once again, it's during my dang wedding. Once again, because I have had to move my wedding a million times, but every time I move my wedding, LexCon happens. So, but LexCon in the fall was not great.
Yeah, I heard it was a bit of a mess in general.
Yeah.
Like Fandom Fest mess. Probably not.
No,
it's that bad.
Nothing is as bad as Fandom Fest. I wish I had taken more pictures just to see if you were like weirdly in the background any of mine.
Me too. I thought about that. I'm like, there were just no signs for anything. I'll never forget that.
God,
it was the worst
convention of my life.
Oh my gosh.
There's a reason why it eventually was in like an abandoned mall with raccoons and like the the crawl spaces, right? Gosh, that's the worst. And I love and hate that you were also there.
Yeah, me too. So we can at least like remember this terrible time together.
I did meet Jason Momoa there before I knew who he was.
I walked by him and I was like, "Oh, look at that
Isn't
guy."
that
I don't
isn't
know,
that
like
is that not crazy
it
now
is
thinking
crazy
about?
now. Yeah.
It was just very like, oh yeah, there's Jeff Lemire. That and like all of the Walking Dead cast were just very available.
Yeah, they were.
Like and oh gosh, what's his name? Nope, it's gone. It's all gone. He's in Firefly. The blonde one.
Oh, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk, just side of the street. What up? So there's that.
Yeah.
But I did wait in line forever to meet Norman Reedus.
We were in the same line.
I know.
So
Is that not crazy?
crazy. We were in the
He
same
said I was a cutie. I'm sure he said that to everybody. There's no way he didn't.
He didn't verbally say that to me, but my mom was there with me and she said he looked at my butt, so I'll take it.
Yeah. My dad used to deliver Amazon packages to Hagrid. Never got me an autograph. Well, my husband filmed a potential pilot or something with Steve Zahn.
Reed
That's
mentioned
his claim to
Elliot
fame.
Steve Zahn like constantly.
Oh yeah.
Like the other day we started watching something and there was Steve Zahn and Reed's like, Elliot knows him.
It's true.
Yeah, it's weird.
We have two celebrities here, and it's like Steve Zahn and unfortunately Captain Kirk. Everyone has only awful things to say about that man. Not a single person I've ever talked to on it has anything nice to say. Jeff Lemire's book on Canadian residential schools is used when teaching about treaty education and mistreatment of First Nations peoples. Really? That's cool.
It's very cool.
Well, I guess it's past 9, so wrap it up, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Hey, thanks to the chat.
Yeah, this was
Being
very
very
wonderful.
Appreciate it.
You guys made my night a lot better. And I
Mhm.
appreciate you. If you feel like hanging out with me and Kristen again, we will be live on Omnibus Collectors Network on Sunday at 11, talking about the death of Layla Starr. And 11 on Sunday is a great time to hang out with us because we are very relaxed.
That's right. We're just chilling out.
Just chilling out.
Yeah.
I'll be back next Tuesday over your new reader with Jesse Gender talking about Dan Abnett's Guardian of the Galaxy and extra show on Wednesday, not tomorrow Wednesday, next week Wednesday, with our like Valentine's picks. So see what that is. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Enjoy your book.
Oh.